Okay, one of the great loves of mine are the Turkish get up. For within the kettlebell world, this is massive. Everyone knows the get up. Some people disregard it, some people love it. I've always enjoyed it since day one because it completely changed the way I was training. Everything was very bilateral and heavy, and you can kind of go guess what the sport was. And yeah, I went through my injuries and everything. So when I started doing things like get up and a lot more kettlebell work, mobility went through the roof, strength went through the roof, mainly because finally I could feel that connection and I really enjoyed the movement. It was much more dynamic. It felt like you were doing something real. Okay, it felt like something in the real world, which is something a lot of us want from our training, and we like to say, quote unquote, functional. Okay, that's kind of where I get the get up in my head a bit. Sure, going super heavy and learning how to do it correctly, technically correct, is the most important thing to start with, because if you have sloppy technique and don't understand the little intricacies, heavy weight or very dynamic things under load break down quickly and cause injuries. So something that I've been really enjoying at the moment, I'm trying to look at more athletic styles and how we can expand our get up into different ways. Now, how is that going to look like? So I'm thinking more athletically moving is going to be more explosive anyway. So first of all, we have to think about what is athletic, and that's not just what people think I run or I jump or moving dynamically really quickly. It's actually about the qualities that we're training, and we're thinking about how do you create force? How do you move force? Can you respond to force? Now, so the get up has a weight overhead, which sounds a little dangerous at first. So this is something that I've been just playing with a little today, breaking it down and using the low bridge, using the high sit and playing with that in the bridge, focusing on explosive movement through the floor and transfer through the foot, bring the heel up, because we're all about being on the balls of our feet and the strength of our toes, because having more elite feet means better sports, better activity, better power, better everything. And if we can't get the connection with the feet, everything goes. It's not just about the heels. So let's quickly look at how you can start to transform the strength of the get up and make it into more expansive areas. This doesn't mean neglecting the basic whole movement of the get up, but it means how can we modify and start to create better qualities from different parts of it and use it in a really fun, dynamic way to advance your training. So I'll show you a quick thing from the low bridge, okay, that I've had a bit of fun with. It's small, but it makes a big difference. So that's what I've been having fun with. Okay, bringing up the heel of the foot really high, getting the force through the big toe as fast as possible, and thinking about how you explode through. So it's starting to get an explosive low sit. And that seems really rare to some people, a bit weird almost, because it takes out the traditional concept of heavy load, moving around, taking your time, and that's true, like I've said, but getting that quick dynamic movement, it's really fun and it feels really cool. And you can imagine combining these with other explosive movements. So if you have a fast day and you want to do, let's call it powerful big swings, cleans, or split jerks, push press, you can actually this is where we start to expand and use a get up in an explosive way. And I haven't explored all the parts, but I'm doing more on that to try to find some new elements put together. So what else could we do with this? Let's have a quick look. So you'll see that I'm actually keeping the elbow really close to the rib, and some people might panic here and go, yes, but it's not overhead, you're not stabilizing. So I am. Done more than enough weight on a get up before, done 48 kilos with a get up. You should know how to handle it if you're doing this stuff. giving it tight to the rib. You can feel the strength of it, and you're supporting it close to your body. And then you're looking for the explosive movement upwards and that drive into that balance in the side plank. Again, something that I think gets neglected a lot. Simple movement like the side plank is extremely challenging if loaded. But if you're balancing using the balls of your feet and your toes and you're pushing, you're really working all parts of the hips, okay? And then we could also open this up in some other different ways, I believe. We could start changing the grip, looking at expansive work around that. I would not go heavy, I don't think, with this. I wouldn't advise anyone to, just simply because the grip is not safe. But we could do a bit of a overhand with the weight. I'd be interested to see how that could work. It would really change the perception of it, a bit like a dumbbell, potentially for pressing or holding. I mean, why not? Let's have a go. Again, quite a fun way to challenge something. Take the grip out. Again, we could hold it at different angles, okay, not just with the weight going backwards like that. That would certainly challenge the way we're putting the wrists, okay. We can take it forwards. We could also, I guess, have a little go putting fingers on top. I mean, maybe that's going a bit too crazy doing it like that, but yeah, you'd certainly be working your finger strength. So those are some ideas to start expanding how we can use the get up to build explosive power, and how I can really see using kettlebells in a very minimalistic, holistic, athletic way to help you build muscle, get faster, and start to use the right parts of your body, and not just feeling that kind of slow strength being safe, but actually how you can expand that and start to really feel the energy of a movement. Because I think that's where it's at, when you can start to get beyond just the mechanics and start to feel, okay, how do I bring the parts together? That's the sweet spot. That's where we grow. And I really hope you try these. If you've got any questions, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to try some new things. And yeah, let's go from there.